friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I want to share with you a couple of new products that I purchased from MAC, and these have been released recently. I mean, it's been a few weeks. I'm kind of late to the party. So I have one of their new bronzers, two of their new blushes, and I also have two of their pretty new liquid eyeshadows. These are the matte ones. I don't have any of the shimmer ones. So we're going to start with the bronzer. I love the packaging. It's so pretty, and it's not super heavy. It is a plastic packaging, but it still looks pretty. I like it. And I got mine in the shade medium rosy, and this is a matte bronzer. I do believe they also have glowy ones, but I went for the matte, and this is what it looks like. It looks pretty neutral to me. I have not tried it on. I do love their bronzers. I love the last ones that they released. And I love a bronzer that has like a little bit of a pink undertone. I just think that they look really pretty. And sometimes if you're in a rush, you can use them as a one and done without having to reach for a blush also. So I'm going to use this brush right here. This is the BK Beauty 103. And it's a little powdery, but there's nothing on the pan. So I don't know how deep this goes, so we are going to try to be very careful with it. And my lips, I'll tell you what I have on my lips, but this is like a combo. I have two different MAC lipsticks on, and then it looked super matte on my lips. So, and I think it's because I added too many coats, like 2 coats of, each lipstick. Not 2 coats of each lipstick. 1 coat of each lipstick, but I think it was too much. So it's looking a little dry, so I went ahead and I put a little bit of a tinted balm on top so that it wouldn't look so, dry on my face. I like this. I think this is pretty. I like the tone. Guys, on my lap, you guys are so kind. I swear. Sometimes I say, why do these people watch me on my bronzy look? I went so ham on that bronzer and blush. It's ridiculous. And the funny thing is, I always feel like if I don't put enough, you're not going to see it. But then when I go edit, it's like, girl, you look like a clown. What is up with you? And you know what's funny is when my husband gets home, I don't take it off. He never says anything. He never says like, wow, Clara, you got carried away with your blush. Maybe he knows better. It's like, let's not go there. And I'm just going to put a little bit down here. I like this. This is very nice. And even though it looked like it was a little powdery when I first went on it, it was fine. I feel like this is the kind of bronzer that you can build, that you won't go crazy putting on way too much at one time. I like it. I like the tone. I don't feel like it's orange, so I enjoy that. So I'm going to do one blush on one cheek and one on the other. This one is Desert Rose. They're both matte. They do have some with shimmers, but I saw some reviews, and the matte ones to me were getting better reviews than the shimmer ones. So this is Desert Rose. It's very pretty. It's a pretty, I would say it's like a neutral pink. I don't think it's too cool or too warm. So I'm going to use this brush right here. This is from e.l.f. and this is supposed to be a highlighting brush. Really? Highlighting blush? Did I say brush? Blush? Brush. So I'm going to grab a little bit there, and we're going to go with this one here. That is pretty pigmented for sure. It looks more pigmented on my face than it did when I swatched it, but I think it's very pretty. I like that. And I do enjoy a blush with a little bit of glow. I don't like it if it has sparkle or glitter in it. I do not enjoy that. I don't like glitter on my face. But if it has a little bit of glow, I do enjoy it. But sometimes I want a matte blush, especially in the summer when it's so hot. This eventually it will look glowy. After I go outside for a little while, my entire face will be glowy. So sometimes I feel like if I add too much glow to my complexion, then it's going to look way too glowy. So I definitely love this. I think this is very, very pretty. Okay, now let's try this one. This one is Velvet Teddy. This one feels creamier. That's funny. Let me swatch that again, because it really feels creamier. Oh, I think it's about the same. I don't know, I'm imagining things. So it has more of a peachy. This is the Velvet Teddy, and to me it has a little more peach. And I already dropped, it has like a little protector plastic there. And I'm going to use this brush right here. This is from REPHR Beauty, and it's her blush brush. That is so hard to say. Okay, this is also very, very pretty. And I will move you guys up so that you can see it closer when I'm done. Very pretty. I like that a lot. It almost comes across like a pinky peach, maybe. This one does have a little more pink. This one to me has a little more peach in it, a little bit more. But again, I feel like it's very neutral and it's very beautiful. I love that. I like that. I like them both. Yes, I do. Did you see what I just did? Yeah. Which afterwards I'm going in. I do have to go run some errands, so I am going to try to match my blushes. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Mineralized Skinfinish, and this is in Nuanced. And then I don't know if I said that right, okay? Pretend that I did. I am going to, I don't even know if they have this anymore, but I'm just going to try to use a little bit of that highlighter, and I'm just going to go like over the whole thing and just do a little bit like right here. This is very subtle and it's very, very pretty. You can just go into one of the shades or do what I did, which is kind of like mix all of them, but I don't go very, very bright. I'm going to use this brush, is the one I use on this side, to go over the edge. And I'm going to use this one, is the one I use on this side, to go over this edge. So we're done with that. Now let's do some eyeshadow. So I got two of them. I got Painterly, which a lot of people use as an eye primer, and you can, because that's the one also, that shade that comes in the little pot. But you get a lot more product in the little pot. And these you get 4.5 mLs or 0.15 fluid ounces. Now in the ones from, just to give you a comparison, in the ones from Makeup by Mario, you only get 2 mLs. So you get like 2.5 times the amount in this, or 2.25 times, I don't know, whatever, you get more, and they're about the same price. So I'm going to use Painterly on this side. And Painterly, the reason I got it is because sometimes when I don't want to use eyeshadow, I still like to put something on my lid that kind of cancels out the redness and any veining that I may have. I didn't get it necessarily to use it as a eye primer, because I feel like I would go through it pretty quickly, because I do use eye primer all the time. Now I do have a little bit of concealer on my lid, just what was left over on my concealer brush. So this one, as you can see, is very neutral. I mean, it just basically cancels out anything that you know, if you have any veining or redness or something like that. But I love shades like this. And now they also look very pretty if you do something like this and then you use an eyeliner. I think it makes your eyes look really, really beautiful. It makes your lashes pop, because your lashes are going to show up a lot more. And then this one is in the shade Buffed Up. So let me swatch them for you. I didn't do that. They do have a lot of pretty shades. And you can also, the darker shades of these, I believe you can use them like a contour or something like that on your face. I have products that do that for me. So this is Buffed Up, and that's Painterly. So look how pretty that is. That is so, so pretty. So those are more like the shades that I go for on a daily basis. And they're just so easy to blend. And these, once they dry, they don't go anywhere, and they're super, super easy to blend. And they give you enough time to play with them. But I mean, I always do acrobatics with my brushes and everything else, my makeup. They do give you a little bit of time to play with them, but I recommend that you guys do one eye at a time. I think that would work out better. But as you can see, it's not too dark. I mean, it looks lighter than it does on my hand. I mean, maybe you can build it up. I can try, let it dry a little bit and build it up. It dries pretty quickly. Let's see if we can build it. But I'm fine with just the lighter shade on my eyes. Like I said, it's just sometimes you just want to look put together, but you don't want to go through a lot of trouble or use, you know, 5 different shades on your eyes. Very nice. I like that. I like that a lot. That's very pretty. I'm going to take my concealer, apply a little more right here. This area is always so dark and I don't notice it that much until I go edit. Editing is, I would say, equivalent to your car mirror. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, that mirror doesn't lie. It will show you everything that is wrong with your makeup. And so does editing. When you go to edit, it was like, I thought that looked good. No, you look like you were punched in the eye because you have a black eye. And it's always like right there. Let me get this brush where my blush was and just go over the edge of that. I don't want a white, because now when I go look, it's going to be like a white. All right, and this one, I think I need a little more of the pink to go on this side. That is really pretty. I really like that. You really can't even tell that much that I'm wearing 2 different ones. I mean, this one to me is a little more warm. It has a little more peach to it. This one has a little more pink, but I don't think the difference is that big that if I went out, people would say, oh my gosh, she's wearing 2 different blushes. I think it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, now that you look, to see what it looks like. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to add a little bit of the pink one here, just to make it match a little bit. And I'm going to add a little bit of the peach one here. And then that way I can, you know, have the blush blindness that I suffer from. Now I'm going to go over with my foundation brush. Even though it feels like it's dry, it doesn't feel like there's anything there. But I think it looks okay. I don't think it looks like it's overdone. Alright, so I'm going to use this mascara right here. This is the MAC Magic Extension Mascara. I haven't used this in a little while. I can't even remember if I liked it or not. But lately I've been mainly using tubing mascaras. I really have not been grabbing. Oh, it smells like mascara, but it's super strong. Very strong scent, which is odd. I'm over summer already, and I don't think it's really truly summer yet. Not according to the dates. But I'm over the heat. Guys, this last 2 weeks, today I'm filming on Saturday the 20th, have been so stressful. I have such a hard time recording and editing. I actually had my video for yesterday, for Friday, the one that is makeup for a wedding guest or mother of the bride, mother of the groom. I had it recorded because I had done it earlier in the week, but I was in such, I don't know, I was so stressed out. My anxiety was a little on high gear. Some of you know that my dad passed away 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. It was 3 years in May. And he left his house to my sister and I. And we took our sweet time, more on my end than my sister's end. I think she was ready to, you know, sell it. sooner than me. And it wasn't because of attachment issues or because it made me super sad to sell it. I mean, there's a little bit of sadness, of course. We have a lot of great memories, you know, from that house. You know, all my grandkids, you know, my kids and grandkids, you know, they were pretty much raised there. And absolutely, you know, a lot of good memories. And those are things that, you know, kind of come back when you're trying to do something like that, like sell a house. But I didn't find that much joy. Oh, I'm putting too much mascara. My lashes are starting to say, stop! It kind of made me sad to go there because it's almost like my mom's been gone longer. My mom's been gone almost 12 years. In August, it'll be 12 years. And she's been gone longer. But when I go there, it's almost like I expect my dad. I continue to do this. Okay. Let me wipe this down a little bit to see if I can clean those lashes a little bit. I'm gonna wipe the brush that has a lot of product. So anyway, it's almost like I expect my dad to come out any second. You know, I don't know, it just makes me sad. You know, my mom passed away in that house. So anyways, about 7-8 months ago, I guess, we put it up for sale. My son is a real estate agent, him and his wife. So it finally sold, and but you know, it's so stressful. It's stressful because there was a lot of stuff still inside the house, and again, that's hard to do because you're going through old pictures, and you know, my dad's clothes, and you know, just all the stuff that they used to use. We had not emptied the house, so it was just a lot. My husband has been doing 99% of the work. Unfortunately, I can't do too much of it. And my husband is the type of person that he rather do things than have other people do them. So he's his own worst enemy also, but you know, whatever, you know, whatever works. But even if I try to help, I just can't. With my back and my body aches, I don't last very long. So it was sold, but you know how it is, you know, the back and forth, you know, the surveys, everything. And, you know, it was supposed to close like 2 weeks ago, but there was, like, the survey wasn't done on time. They didn't do it right the first time. I don't know. It was just so stressful. So stressful. So we finally closed on it on Friday. And it was like such a big relief, right? To have that off our plate. But when I get super stressed, my aches and pains, my doctors are pretty sure I have fibromyalgia on top of my chronic back pain and my rheumatoid arthritis. Yes, I'm just a bowl of pain. But anyways, whenever I get stressed, my body aches flare up and I pretty much can't do anything. But anyways, this is it. This mascara is nice. I got a little carried away on this eye because I was talking, and you know, I can't talk and do anything at the same time because I keep on. But this mascara is nice. It gave me really nice lashes. Holy moly. I can't remember if it smudges on my lower lash lines, so I put it on my lower lash line to see how it performs, and I will leave a pinned comment letting you know how the mascara performed. I know the blushes are going to be amazing because the bronzers and the blushes from MAC always are. Their lipsticks are also amazing. I love the way they smell. They smell like vanilla. To me, MAC is such a classic, a little underrated brand. You really don't hear that many people talk about them. They do sometimes when something's released, but then it's like it dies down immediately. But I feel like MAC is that loyal friend that you have, that you may not talk to her for months, but you know that you can pick up the phone and she's going to be there for you. And I feel that's the way that MAC is. I love their complexion products a lot more than their eyeshadow palettes, to be totally honest. Their eyeshadow palettes are fine, but I feel like I have better formulas. You know, for example, Natasha Denona, she has amazing products. Signature Grace, but I feel like when it comes to complexion, and even though I have a very hard time choosing the right shade for a foundation, I'm very challenged when it comes to choosing a foundation shade for most brands, but especially for MAC. Let me know if that's for you also. To me, I feel like they do theirs backwards. I don't know, but I love their blushes. I love their lip products. Their mascaras. I have another one, the one that has like the little, it almost looks like a little ball here, glass ball in the middle. That one's really good too. I can't remember what it's called. Their mineralized powders, mineralized Skinfinish powders are beautiful. Their powders, the pressed powders are good. The powder foundations are good. So as far as their complexion products are really, really, really good. Also, these liquid eyeshadows, I have no complaint. I think that they look really pretty. I'm going to put a little bit of the darker one on this eye just to make it match a little bit. I don't think I need a lot, but I just want to be a little more even. But yeah, I think the MAC is really, really good. I don't think their prices are that outrageous either. You know, for the quality, they've been around forever. Like I said, they're a classic. And I like them. I like MAC. I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't own any MAC at the time. And it seemed like everybody was MAC, 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 MAC. MAC was the brand. Or when I started watching YouTube, and that's when I decided to give it a try. I started with their blushes and I thought they were amazing. The ones that are like a cream, but they're not super creamy, but you know, if you press them, hold on, let me go get it, hold on. I don't have their eyeshadows here, but as you can see, I own quite a bit of MAC. I also have another bag that I had put together to create a full face of MAC that is not included in here, that has quite a few products. But today I just wanted to do the blush and the bronzer. These are so pretty. Now this one I bought recently, but this is gorgeous. Now this one does have a little bit of a glow. This is the mineralized blush. So this is not the one that is like creamy, but these are gorgeous. Let me find one of the creamy ones. These here. This one is in So Natural, but these are like creamy, but I don't know, it's such a strange texture. And this is very, very natural. This is if you want a barely there look. That's what that looks like. This one is in Ginger Luck. Look how pretty. Very, very neutral, very beautiful. It's this one right here. But these are gorgeous. I mean, these I use with a brush. I try to use a brush like this that is a little more dense to use these, but they're absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoy this. Let me know how you feel about the brand. Do you enjoy MAC? I do. I think they're amazing. And let me know if you try the blushes. This is something you're interested in. What about the bronzer? Do you know any bronzers, any lippies or whatever? The lipsticks that I am wearing, I'll show you the combo that I have. This is Cafe Mocha, and this one is Twig Twist. Okay, this is Twig Twist, and this is Cafe Mocha. I put this one on the bottom, and then I thought it looked too pinky, and I wanted it to match more with the Velvet Teddy. So I put this one on top, and then it just looked like too heavy on my lips, and it was looking like a little dry. So what I did was I put a little bit of my Edam. This is in Guava Fresca on top, just to not to make it look like as dry. I think it looks better. And yeah, I like that. So anyways, normally I don't wear that many lip products on my lips. I usually just wear lip liner and lipstick. Yeah, a lot of people do a lot of combos. Yeah, no, I usually just do one lipstick. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I have noticed that I have a few new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I will have these products listed below. There will be affiliate links if you use them. I thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. The price doesn't change. Subscribing to my channel is free, so you would just be helping me out. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day, night, whenever it is you're watching this, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.